everybody, welcome to my channel, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Listen, you guys, I wanted to have you guys watch this video because I am learning that there have been major insurance companies that canceled the insurance policies of California residents months before this fire took place. A lot of people are having a lot to say about this. I'm going to run this video and then we're going to have a brief conversation about this because I want to hear what you guys have to say also. Now, remember, as you're watching this video, you can also place your comments in the comment section and keep this conversation going. Do you think that insurance companies should be allowed to cancel homeowners' policies without the homeowner approving it? Let's listen to what is being said on this news article.
Devastating wildfires in Los Angeles exposing a major issue for California homeowners as at least one major insurer leaves to avoid losses.
Cheryl Casoni from our sister network Fox Business is here with the details. Cheryl, for some families, from one nightmare to another.
It is, and this is when the idea of your home insurance, your rental insurance really becomes reality. Most of us never lose our property and have to go through this. Unfortunately, the people in California this morning are waking up to this after losing their homes. Again, reportedly, we're now at 2,000 structures that have been destroyed. Now, there was a report in Newsweek this morning about State Farm. They're the largest insurance company in California. They have reportedly canceled hundreds of homeowners' policies just this past summer in Pacific Palisades, specifically, according to Newsweek. And they justified it because they're trying to avoid, quote, financial failure. They cite the frequency and severity of wildfires in the Golden State. There is also a very lengthy opinion piece in Bloomberg today on the website talking about that California, these fires expose a potential nationwide $1 trillion hole in U.S. home insurance. What we're seeing in places like California, Florida, more so in Florida because of the hurricanes than even in California, people aren't renewing their policies, or they don't have the proper insurance. They can't get fire insurance, or they choose not to because of this leads to rates going up. This leads to the states being on the hook, maybe the federal government being on the hook. Again, it's $1 trillion exposure. The Senate Budget Committee, guys, just last month published a report called Next to Fall. The climate-driven insurance crisis is here and getting worse. And in the report, they talk about these states in this country that are at most at risk: Florida, Louisiana, California, Texas. These are the states that are experiencing the highest number of non-renewal rates. What that means is when you have less people insuring their homes, the rates for those that are paying for home insurance go up. So they're saying that's $1 trillion problem. Also, I want to go back to Pacific Palisades just for a second. This is the zip code is 90272. There were 1,930 policy non-renewals in that zip code in Pacific Palisades between 2019 and 2024. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, that's 28 out of 100 policies that were not renewed. You have a potential right now of $6 billion of losses just in Pacific Palisades right now. And this is where the California Insurance Commissioner, he spoke to the local Los Angeles affiliate, and he came out and he said, he's telling people, don't sign anything. If you've lost your home and an adjuster shows up at your house today, don't sign anything. There's a 3-day cooling off period. Be careful, because the insurance companies, I'm telling you, these adjusters will give you 70% of what your house is worth, when legally you're supposed to get 100% of what your house is.
They just try to take advantage of the fact that you're desperate.
Yes.
And you want the money in your hands now.
Yes.
To follow up on something you said. So what you're saying is these insurers will reallocate risk amongst all of us, not just the homeowners and the insurance payers in California, so that everyone's insurance rates are going to go up in order to reallocate the risk from events like this.
On a state-by-state basis, yes. And the bigger problem is Florida because of the hurricanes. We've already seen a lot of problems in Florida. There are people there are people that are trying to buy homes and want to buy homes in Florida. They can't get insurance. And then what you have in Florida, which I'm afraid and I worry about California, is what you start to see is these not so highbrow insurance companies, these kind of risky insurers start to sell people policies and then they go bankrupt. We've seen that in Florida. And so this is devastating. as you guys, as I do, we have friends that have lost everything in these fires. One of my good friends has lost everything, but they're going to rebuild. It's how you do it, and be careful.
Yeah, and this is one devastation on top of another. And when it comes to the insurance, something that people will be grappling with for days, weeks, months, and years to come. Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us. Miss Cheryl on Mornings with Maria.
All right, you guys. So let's have a conversation here. A few things that they spoke about. I'll go over. They spoke about State Farm. State Farm, they said, canceled the insurance policies for the specific area of Palisades, and it's just really Palisades, if I'm saying that correctly, area, and it's amazing to me how insurance companies can just cancel policies of paying people who have paid their policies. It's sad to say that to see that they're doing this. And I'm praying that there will be some way. I don't know if the government or can assist and get involved and force these insurance companies to keep policies in place for people that are paying. I'm not sure how that can go. I'll research and get some more information on that. But they also mentioned Florida. And here's why I want you guys to be aware. Florida is known for getting hit with some devastating hurricanes. So I want everyone all over, and they also mentioned Texas and New Orleans, Louisiana. I want you all to take note. If you don't have insurance, you need to get insurance. Because one of the things that the news reporter said on here, which was really key, she says that when other people don't insure their properties, then that causes the rate for the people who are insured, it causes their rates to go up. So those of you who are not insuring your homes, you're actually causing the rate for the other people, maybe some of your neighbors' homes insurance to increase. It's very important to have your homes insured. Now, what she also mentioned, I'll talk about real briefly here also, is when insurance companies, big insurances pull out and they're like, no, we don't want to insure anymore. We're not going to insure. Like she mentioned, there's a person that was trying to buy a home in Florida. They were not able to purchase that home because they could not get insurance. Then what happens is you have some of these smaller insurance companies that will oftentimes give you a policy, but when it comes time to pay out on those policies, sometimes that never happens. But they will oftentimes, if they're an insurance company, they'll write the policy so that they can get the money and pray that you don't have to put a claim in. But like the news reporter was saying, you have to be careful with getting policies from the smaller companies or the common, like no-name companies out there. But it gets very sad because if the big name companies are pulling out and you need to have insurance, then we are forced to have to deal with an insurance company that is of a smaller knowing. Also, she said here, people are not having their homes properly insured. Now, this is big. I spoke about this in one of my other videos. This is very big because oftentimes people will have insurance on their homes and devastation will hit. They'll file a claim and they'll find out that their insurance company will not cover that claim. And in that, it is at that point when that homeowner is then educated as to which proper policies they should have had in place. Well, it's not at that point that you want to hear you have the wrong insurance. You want to know from the time that you're purchasing that insurance policy. So this is why I always advise people and inform people when you are getting insurance, run every scenario you could possibly think of to that insurance provider or to that insurance agent and ask them to make sure that you are covered for everything that you mention, because you guys, they may not give you every policy that you need, but when it comes time for you needing that and having to file a claim, you may end up finding out that they're not covering you for that particular thing. So run different scenarios or ask your insurance carrier, what are all the policies that I can get as it pertains to any types of damages or theft or hardships or anything that takes place, and make sure that you find out what your deductibles are on all of that as well, because you don't want to get overly insured but not be able to pay for that insurance. However, you do want to make sure that in the event things happen, you have the proper coverage. Make sure you have the proper flood insurance. There are several types. There's flood as far as with weather, and there's also flooding when it comes to pipes bursting in your homes, and also accidental damages to your homes. Those of you who have pools, you want to make sure that you also have flood insurance as well, making sure that it covers if the pool causes any water damage to the property as well. Speak to your insurance agents, you guys, and have them to be honest and upfront and open with you guys when it comes to insuring your properties. And also, I mentioned this in one of my previous videos also, as soon as you find out that your insurance carrier has canceled your insurance, you need to be finding you some insurance that very same day. Don't put it off thinking that tomorrow will be a brighter day, because tomorrow may be the day that you have to file a claim. So make sure that you keep your insurance coverage up to date and in effect. All right. Thank you all so very much for watching my channel. We'll upload some more videos here shortly. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I do ask that you subscribe today at the Juice Radio and Talk Show, as you see on the screen. Like this video, share this video, and leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are on insurance companies canceling policies months before disasters strike. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Y'all remember to be loving and kind to one another. Love yourself, and also make sure that you love God Almighty as well. I'll see y'all on the next one. Good night.